Hello, 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 and welcome. I am LaTonya Martin with Grand Style Homes. Uh, and today I just wanted to just jump on and just have like a little bit of one-on-one conversation. Um, since this month, of course, is Fair Housing Month, and I hadn't really had a chance to just jump on or even really talk about what that means or just share a little bit about what that entails as well. So, fair housing is basically an act that prohibits housing discrimination because of your race, your color, your religion, your national origin, sex, disability, or familiar status, right? So, that law has been in existence. This marks the 43rd year. But of course, we know that some things still exist um, throughout the world, even here in Nashville. Um, we have we even have some deeds that have rules and regulations in there that says that you cannot sell this particular piece of property to an African American. So those things are still in existence. But as far as being a real estate agent, I've been a real estate agent for over 18 years. And I'm very passionate about fair housing and advocacy and education. So over the years, I have made it a goal to make sure that I teach homebuyer education or have informative sessions to let people know what's going on or how to do certain things, whether that's investing. Some first time buyers want to buy an investment right out, which is fine. Um, Investing, building wealth through real estate, how to utilize your real estate to do what you want to do, right? To use it as a tool or way to do different things that you want to do. But today I also wanted to just sort of tell my story of what brought me into real estate and some of the things that I encountered along the way of my journey as well. So when I first decided that I wanted to buy a home, um, I was a teenager. So I wound up buying my first house at 19. But that it was a rocky start getting started with that. So I will say that because my father he owned a construction company and I worked for him in high school. So I would leave high school early and when I was a senior and work for him um, in the back office. But I worked for my father, who has a construction company. So I grew up with a family, a father who was a entrepreneur, and my mother was a very smart woman, always working as well as taking off for the other kids because I'm the oldest of four siblings. All right, so then even in high school, my parents were teaching me about saving. Um, when I started going to Nashville Tech, they had those student credit cards, a student discover card, and so my father told me that yes, I should apply, get one, but he also showed me how to utilize it, right? To use it because credit is important, but how you use it is very important too, right? Because you can use that to build wealth, not build wealth, but build up your credit score. But you don't want to overuse it, and it bring down your credit score. So it's important that when you do decide to start building credit, that you do that the right way as well. So I got that. That was my first card, a Discover card, when I was in college in Nashville Tech. So I got that card, utilized it. I also had a car that was in my name. So my credit was good. I had was working for my father. I was saving. Now, I'm not gonna say he was paying me a whole bunch of money, but I was saving. I was living at home, right? And I will say I was even paying rent. It was very minimal, but even me paying rent when I lived at home in high school, it sort of started the way to understand. you got to save money, you got to budget, you got to pay bills, right? So it's important to set your kids up, because a lot of parents don't set their kids up to do these types of things. um Not necessarily put their name on your credit, but you can also help their credit, because if you have good credit as a parent, you can get a card, add your child, or adult child onto your card, not give them the card necessarily, but if you're constantly making those payments, and um, the limit is not high, as far as you need to stay under 30% of whatever that limit is, right? So if your credit is good, you can start that way too, to help your child build, or child, or like I said, older sibling, older child, bring their credit scores up, or even start their credit too. So it's different ways to get started, depending upon where you are. So back then, I was renting an apartment. I met a lady, who's a realtor, and I got pre-approved to buy a home. I can't even remember the amount I got pre-approved for, at this moment, but I was a first time buyer. I was making, not a whole bunch of income at that time. So anyway, what happened was, she was showing me properties. At that time, everything I was looking at, I was like, no, mm-mm, mm-mm. I felt like it was none of it. I want nowhere I wanted to live. Right? It was areas I didn't want to live, houses I didn't like. I remember one house that she really was like, look, there's nothing out here in your price range. This is it. This is as good as it gets. And I went ahead and put a contract on that particular home, right? Even though I was like, man, I don't want to live here. I don't want to be in this neighborhood, because this is not a neighborhood I said I want to live in. But she's saying this is all I can do. So I put an offer on that house. Well, I signed a contract, an offer to purchase, gave her $1,000 earnest money check, and got home, and I was like, I did not feel good. I did not feel good about the whole transaction, the area. I got back out and went back into the neighborhood and drove around and was talking to the neighbors, because the house, there was a sliding glass door and it was broken, right? And I'm like, well, why is it broke? What happened? Oh, I mean, she gave me some excuse about it, right? So I was talking to the neighbors. They were like, "Yeah, people are always breaking in, and that's telling me what happened with the house, and why the sliding glass door had broke and all that." And I was like, "Okay, so people are breaking into this house." And at first, I didn't know that she knew, or I didn't know if she knew or not, because. But later on, when I got home, I was like, I called her and said, "Look, I can't. I don't want this house. I just don't turn my check in. I don't want this house. I don't want to move forward. I can't." Like, I was so hurt and unhappy, and I did not want that house. So later on, FYI, I found out that that particular home was that agent's listing. That agent is still a realtor today, but I was done. I was done, right? Or I thought I was done. But of course, when you want to buy, when you really want your own home, you're still looking. So, and I don't know if I was looking at another house and there was a lady on the sign, which I think that's what happened. I was looking at another house and I called the lady on the sign, not the other lady, because I had fired her because I just felt like she didn't care about me, right? Which is one of the reasons why I think it's so important, for any client that I work with to understand that I do care. I do want the best for them, but I do understand about being realistic, because even in this market right here, inventory is low. It's hard to find things. I will say I'm excited that we've been able to help a lot of clients buy new construction, because as it's not as competitive as buying something existing. But not everybody wants new construction. Not everybody wants to move on the outskirts. So depending upon your price range, we have to see what we can do. But back to my story. So I called a lady on the side, and she was like, okay, she wound up getting me um, re-pre-approved. She wound up telling me, even getting me a pre-approved for the first time homebuyer grant. The other lady didn't tell me anything about that. I didn't even, I had been saving, but I didn't know anything about that grant. Um, and help walk me through the process, right? So we went looking, and I don't know, the stress that I had from the first realtor just went away, because I feel like this realtor had like my best interest at heart, right? She was really caring about what I wanted. So we went looking. We wound up finding a new construction subdivision in my price range. And even though, again, I had been saving, I was able to utilize the first time homebuyer grant too to help me with my down payment and closing costs. So I think I stayed in that house for, I know, over 7 years or longer. But in the midst of that, I winded up buying a commercial property. I used the same realtor because during that time too, once I started working for my father's construction company, I started working as an insurance agent for a couple of agents at first, until I opened up my own brokerage, own real estate firm, own insurance agency. So I was an insurance agent. And then it was during that time when I was an insurance agent that I had so many clients coming in. So even as an insurance agent, I've always been a teacher. Like, I've always explained everything to make sure that my clients understood what they were getting, as well as what they may need, and then how it can benefit them, or, always trying to give them the option, so that I never want anyone to leave and something happen and I feel like I was responsible. Right. Um, so that's, I mean, I'm still a licensed insurance agent, but we were selling home, auto, life insurance, disability insurance, all of that. So I had a nice clientele, always doing a lot of networking, always out meeting new people. Um, and so let's see, I wound up again talking to a whole bunch of investors, because I was working with a lot of investors doing their insuring their investment properties, and they would come in and just tell me all types of things, and I'm like, well, I want to get started. I want to do more, because of course the only investment I had besides my house, I had the commercial building that I was purchasing, so I wanted more. So one of my clients told me about some more properties that I could purchase. So he also helped me understand some different ways to purchase property, right? Not everything has to be necessarily um, through the bank. So he helped me strategize, right? So I had a strategy. So I got some additional properties throughout the years. And then I winded up getting my real estate license, because I knew I was going to continue to buy. And I loved helping people. So it just all came hand in hand, right? And insurance and real estate went hand in hand for me. So real estate wound up getting very busy. It wound up just being to the point where I couldn't necessarily sit in an office and do insurance and be out showing houses and real estate and servicing my clients. So I winded down the insurance a little bit and focused more on the real estate. Um, and I started doing a lot of home buyer education classes. I got with Woodbine Community Center, Goodwill, Residential Resources, joined the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which an organization has been an organization that has really helped Black minority realtors be able to, one, to even be able to sell real estate, because back in the day we couldn't. And also help with a lot of law changes that sort of helped eliminate discrimination, which of course it's always sort of going to be here, right? But this discrimination as far as during real estate practices. Um, Let me see. So anyway, I got my real estate licensed, and since then, I've been doing all I can to help the community. understand real estate. And sometimes I just feel like I can't get it out enough. I can't tell enough people. I don't know how to tell the masses per se. So just know that after 3 years of working for a company, I wound up getting my broker's license and opening up Grand Style Homes. So um, I've had, again, my real estate license for over 18 years, and I opened up my firm 3 years after obtaining my broker's license. So, well, 3 years after being in real estate and obtaining my broker's license. So we've helped countless number of clients. And we've gotten several relationships also with builders and investors and developers. So we do residential, commercial. We've done commercial leases and buys as well, and we're working with. We sell land too to help those looking for land, because now we need some houses. So look, if you are looking to buy or sell, let me know. But mainly if you're looking to sell, call me, because we need some homes. We need some homes, especially if we're going to move up. Let's help you move up and sell that home you got, because we do have a large list of buyers who, I'm very proud to say, last year they really worked hard to get their credit and things like that together. So we definitely hold your hand, but also once you know what to do, let's go on and move up to the next level, right? And level up. We do have a builder that has a few things coming up soon, I hope, in the works. Um, but definitely, if you have some questions about real estate, we're here to help. I have a team of buyers agents that are readily available to help walk you through that buyers process. And that's one thing that we do. So when we do meet with, if you are a buyer, you'll meet with the buyer's agent, and they'll do a consultation with you and sort of tell you what the process is going to be up front, so to sort of relieve you from the unknown. And then we partner you up with the lender. You'll have a couple of choices of who you decide to use. But I think it's important too for whoever that person is to be able to explain some things to you, because sometimes you may not be ready to buy at that moment, but we make sure that we get you there for the future, for later on, because we definitely want to be able to show you the path of what to do to get there. And then for those who are there and ready to move up to that luxury home, we're definitely excited and can help you with that as well. So again, reach out to me, reach out to my team, 615-468-1050. But during Fair Housing, I just wanted to just share my story a little bit and just talk about how it was just so many things going on. Redlining, where a realtor would try to force you into a certain neighborhood or not allow you into a certain neighborhood. And then some neighborhoods are set up to where they have laws that certain ethnicities cannot live there. That those laws are still in place in some places. So, but know that NAR is doing a good job. The National Association of Real Estate Brokers are here to help, and even Greater Nashville Board of Realtors is really working on some things for diversity and inclusion, and just making things that are done fairly, especially here in Nashville. But NAR is a National Association of Realtors, and then NARAB is also, even though we have a local chapter here, that's also a national organization. But we're here if you need us, and I appreciate you just tuning in. And next time I'll talk a little bit about what's going on in the real estate market, because like I said, inventory is low, but interest rates are still low too, right? So if you do decide you want to sell and move, it's a great time to, especially if you're a seller, it's a great time to do both. But it depends on, again, what price range and what area where you want to live. But we have been able to get our clients. We have a few that we haven't found some things for, but for the most part, most of ours, we're getting them into homes, whether that's like, again, new construction, or that they're waiting to finish getting built, or something that they're able to move into in the next 30 to 45 days. So again, I'm LaTonya Martin. I'm the broker and owner of Grand Style Homes here in Nashville, and we look forward to hearing from you and working with you in the future. Have a great day.